The National Research Council is legislated by an act of Parliament, reports through the President of the National Research Council to Minister Clement in Industry Canada. It was actually legislated to do one thing to start with, and that's time and measurement standards. So the beep you hear on CBC, and if you want to get your computer synced up for time, you can go to the NRC's webpage and I'll have a link and you can get your time accurate to the probably nearest nanosecond. There are three things that IRAP provides to companies, NRC IRAP, Industrial Research Assistance Program. The technical and business advisory services, that is key, from the ITAs, the industrial technology advisors that Rosie mentioned. The networking opportunities through the ITAs, through their companies, through the organizations, and we heard a list of them, the ACAMPs and the PTACs and the CTACs, and I can say everything in three-letter acronyms and make this really, really quick. And what most people come to IRAP for, and some of them actually get it, is the funding that we put into the organizations. There are two types of funding that IRAP provides. There's contributions to firms, and that's to the small and medium enterprises. There's contributions to organizations, and the nice little, oh, it's gone now, the slide that says funding provided by NRC IRAP to allow ACAMP to do that. We do that on a budget across the West as well to make sure that the organizations that are supporting the SMEs actually do get the support so that the tools are there for a broad range of companies can go in and get their assistance. We want to grow firms from small companies. I like to see the S's become M's, and when we graduate the M's to large multinationals, they can come back and they pull up the next level and the next generation of companies. We do that through strategic information, technical and economic studies, putting graduates in. We actually get money from the Human Resources and HRSDC, Human Resources Sustainable Development Canada, I think it is. We get a fair chunk of money to put allow firms to hire graduates up to $30,000 a year into their firms. Some of those are the first scientific, technical, engineering people that end up in these firms. I know of one company in Canada, or Calgary here, sorry, the president was a we call him a YU student about 25 years ago, and he's there. And I should mention that IRAP started, we hear Nano Alberta 2 years, BDC 1975. IRAP started in the Second World War as an effort to get technology from the university research facilities into the factories for the war effort. So we got the time on everybody. The key to IRAP are the industrial technology advisors, or the ITAs, the field staff across the country. There's currently about 260 of these folks from the East Coast to the West Coast in all the major centers and the not so major centers. There's a person in Red Deer, Rebecca Bustrom was here, I think she had to leave. I have an ITA, one of my staff in Lethbridge, looking after Southern Alberta, and these are located in research facilities, universities, institutes. They're all National Research Council employees, but we've spread them out throughout the tech commercialization and the research and R&D facilities across the country. The slide actually says their experience, and Ottawa writes it. They have X number of companies and they have all these things. It's really been there, done that. Brian Moore's here, he's been there, done that. He probably even has the t-shirt that says NRC IRAP, or he did have it. So we're looking for people and the expertise that the ITAs have. They've been in industry, they understand R&D, they understand management, they understand company growth, and now it's their turn to help the next generation of companies. Oops. There was a quote up, or a stat up that Alan put off of the SME companies that all the 80% of growth is in the small companies, but those same companies have fewer than 50 employees. They usually don't have a focused R&D effort. They get to a management capability crisis, and we've done some numbers, studies, 5 to 10 people, and all of a sudden, what do we do? How do we get from that really small S to the bigger S to the M's? We're trying to solve that, help them solve that problem. In the last 2 years, Rosie mentioned the Economic Action Plan. IRAP got $200 million $100 million this fiscal year that's just ending in a couple of weeks, and another $100 million for next fiscal year to help companies. Of that $200 million, I do some quick numbers in my head. Probably about 20 million of it is in Alberta, or came to Alberta in additional funds for SMEs. My budget for contributions to firms in the last 2 years has more than doubled. So I'm actually sitting pretty. The demand has probably more than tripled, so we're still chasing it, but we are in business and we do have funds for the SMEs. And this year coming up, starting April 1st, we actually have an increase in our youth employment strategy funds. I have to place 30 graduates from universities and technical colleges in southern Alberta this year, and that's up from about 7 or 8 that I had last year. So that's a significant increase for us. Some things that are actually helping us move this along. If people are familiar with IRAP, you'll see some changes. We'll now contribute up to 100% of the salary cost for people doing the R&D in the projects, and up to 75% of the cost of the contracts that we work on. We work on the people, on the brain powers of things. We don't pay the bricks and mortars. We don't look after the equipment cost. We're in the people. We want to create that brain power, that smart capacity in the firms. We're also networking in the clusters. There's a nano cluster in Edmonton. IRAP is supporting that. In Saskatchewan, there are bio and plant clusters that we're working on, in Manitoba as well. So IRAP is contributing on those to make sure that the companies are interacting with each other and connecting with the right R&D facilities to advance their companies. A couple other things. It says how great and wonderful we are, but you need to see the slides for those. That's my IRAP stuff. Open for questions.